Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back here again with another exuberating um, episode
So
of the Nightly Exchange on this beautiful Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. We are here with your host, the beautiful Amy, and co-host, Makabine Manju Toure. We are here this evening to get into some happenings in across the land of birth of the Republic of Liberia.
yes, sir.
Obviously, we are here to get our perspective on issues that are happening, the politics, the social activities, the gossip, obviously, everything. All hands on deck as we uncover the happenings of today's um, Liberia, if you will. So, momentarily, we're going to get into the program. There are a lot of stuff happening. We did not even exhaust all of the happening that ensued the past couple of days here from the from the Independence Day celebration. The biggest of all was the orator, right? How he was able to really go into his bag, deep into his bag, and just hitting on every single cylinder. Um, we're gonna have an opportunity to touch base on some of this stuff because we did not really exhaust that last night. But stuff that are happening today, we know the president obviously is celebrating his 53rd anniversary. If that's not a blessing, I don't know how you can actually, I mean, 5'3", being married for 53 years. That is incredible. Do you know how hard that is? You married to the same person, you're looking at them from baby time, you get looking at them for 53 years. Oh my God. I mean, that is incredible, man. That is incredible. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that relationship compared to contemporary relationship. Where's the correlation? How did they do it? And what are some of the things that really help them sustain that kind of relationship for that long? Hopefully we can get the president um, on the late night exchange one of these days so that he can tell us exactly, you know what I mean, how he has been able to sustain that long like friendship. At this point, we're not even talking about marriage now. So it's more like a friendship now. To be quite honest, if you guys been together that long, you might as well just consider it to be friendship, you know. But yeah, and also other happenings. FPRC made a big, if not the biggest move today, putting her to a 40 years um drought, or putting an end to a 40 years drought. You know, 40 years now, Liberia, under the able leadership of Managing Director somewhere, I believe,
Amos.
Amos, my bad, Amos, under the able leadership of Amos
What?
Twet. Um, FPRC now is actually, in a position now to produce tool and test our own petroleum products. That is incredible. We're gonna get into that.
Some
Um,
sauce.
right, how that gonna help the economy, how that gonna help with fuel shortage, and how that gonna help Liberians to actually. Well, speaking of Liberian, not being a spectator in their own economy, I think JMB is answering to that call because back in the days, at least 40 years ago, Liberians were kind of like at the mercy of foreign petroleum importers. But now we ourselves doing our own thing now, and that's because there's a new dawn, there's a new shape of leadership, and obviously honor the able managing director Amos Tway. So, Amy, back to you. These are some of the headlines that are
Thank
happening in the
you.
country. And
Absolutely. Thank you, Ture. Yeah, that's what we're here today. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the Night Exchange. Thank you for coming every night and hanging out with us. Like Ture had already put it, this is we always say it's an independent platform, right?
that's correct.
We welcome everyone from everywhere, from every political parties. Come here and talk about your party. Let's talk about Liberia together. And, that's what we do here. And we want you to join us and make it engaging, not boring. Comments, go on YouTube and Facebook. Share, subscribe. And what do they do on Facebook? Follow?
So, so you can follow, you can tag, you can comment, you can subscribe, you can share, and you can follow.
Yes. Keep
All of those
sharing
things.
that so that we will reach more people. Please do that for us, people. This whole thing with Liberians don't support each other, let's get away from that. Let's break that generational curse. Okay? We're not doing Moncos here. We're talking about Mama Liberia. Moncos can be getting more views than us. Come on now. Let's break that, you know, negative trend. Oh, if they're doing Moncos, they're doing that one, they're acting like fools on the internet. That's when they get more views. That's when people watch them. But when you're talking about something, productive or talking about God or talking about something reasonable, nobody want to watch you. I kind of, I see that a little bit, but I think we can do better with this platform. So, please share it, comment, and let it go to a lot of people so we can all come in and have some chit chat in the evening. And you let
Oh,
us know your thoughts. And when we put the numbers up for you to call, you can also call and you make your points and everything. We will appreciate it. Let's make it engaging, please. With that being said, Tanu, Tanu laughing is that I'm an individual. What do
mhm.
you want me to say? I missed the joke. Independent platform. What is it? What do you want me to say? We calling on everybody just because the other people are not here yet doesn't mean it's not. I don't know if that what the joke was, but if that's
What
what
what did he say?
he's laughing when I say independent platform. So I guess he's trying to say here we're not doing journalism 101 here. I keep telling y'all. We're here to talk about the good, bad, and ugly of our country. But we all have a side. To really support a side, I support a side, other people support their sides. We come here and argue the issue. Sometimes it get heated, sometimes it get funny, and but at the end of the day, we all love and respect each other in the back. So don't when you see us being hot with each other, we're in the moment. Okay, no, no personal thing going on there. So just know that. Yeah. He's not on my side. Okay, I'm on your side. Thank you for being on my side. I'm on JMB side, by the way. Guilty of charge. So yeah, so we're here. We called on our CDC brothers, CMC, ANC, all the parties. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's argue about it. Like Vasco was here last night. I know you enjoyed. Vasco got dry fist. Vasco face. I think I fly licked Vasco face. Fly. I don't know if anybody can see. It's so real, right? That's why Vasco behaves like that. He lied with a straight face. He's trying to propagate this message with a straight face, and we love Vasco. That's we. Oh, I wish he'll come back tonight. But yeah, Ture. Let me see. This we were talking about the orator speech, right? I
Right.
couldn't really to put the the part that he talks about the opposition after doing all of those, talking about the government and the president, what the president should do. He had a message for the opposition too, because I noticed like a lot of opposition or anti-rescue government going around when they're telling us about what the orator said about the government, but they're not, acknowledging what the orator also said about being on the opposition, right? They're trying to just interpret what he said. Oh, the orator said this, the government did. The orator said, okay, yeah, but the orator was very much balanced. He touched every point on there, every sector, every society, everywhere he touched it. He touched it. Religious community, he touched it. Opposition, he touched the government. The government had the biggest part to it. He touched everybody because he knows what's going on in the country. He knows all of these acting like a fool, passing around in the name of being an opposition. Because you're opposition, you oppose development. He talk about a lot of stuff that we all heard, but opposition only interested in what he said about the government. So I don't think we had that. I don't think his speech too was so long. I tried to cut those tips, and I think the other side was left on there. But let's start with the LPRC today until we can get that on there. Oh, you want us to finish the celebration stuff like you were saying?
No, I mean we can go whatever way you. But I mean we can go FPRC.
Yes, so this. So I know a lot of people are trying to make this like as usual, turn this thing something good into negative for the country. I don't know how just become a negative news or something, but maybe it's where you can help me out here, right? Let me read this. This is for the first time. By the way, let me give my boy Cheddar Prey his his credit. This is
That's
from
to celebrate.
Cheddar Prey for school. Cheddar Prey said, for the first time in 40 years, President Joseph Yuma Boakai has officially launched the direct import of petroleum products into Liberia. 40 years, huh? Making fuel more available and helping to lower prices in ordinary Liberians. A huge shipment of 10,000 metric tons, about 3.5 million gallons of gasoline has already arrived in the country. The fuel was brought in by the government to make sure Liberia never runs out of petroleum again. Another 7,000 metric tons, about 1.9 million gallons of diesel, is expected in the coming days. This direct input means that the government will now sell fuel to retailers, helping to control market prices and ensure steady supply across the country. During this launch, President Waka also toured the inspected major petroleum project, new storage tanks, and a state-of-the-art testing lab built to support this new fuel program. These buildings, which were started last year, are now completed and ready for full use. Managing director of the Liberia Petroleum Something Albion Amos Twist said that the move will bring real change to the fuel market. He added that the facilities will help keep fuel safe and available at all times. President Barker praised the LBRC team for their hard work, calling the move a big win for the Liberian people. So there you have it. The president is happy. If it's for Liberia, I'm happy too. So let me play a little bit of the video. Or if you want to come in and talk about this
No, you can play the video.
milestone that we just, you know, okay. So here we go. Let me come in. Share with us, people. Share. Oh,
Just observing this place and while he's being briefed by MD Amos Toy of LPRC. Well, let's try our best to get closer to
that
the
Jake
ship
one?
so you can take a view for yourself how it looks like. So the president will not get uh, closer there. So let's try to stand distant to see how
Amy, I think that's enough
over
because
there
the audio is not
is
better.
the ship. This the ship that brings the
Okay.
petroleum product that the president is inaugurating today. And
We don't want to see the main side.
this is our stopping point.
Well, I mean, the you already captured the essence of it anyway in your in your in your radar. Um,
Okay, so yeah, I mean that's what the president was doing today from the LBRC team. Big win for Liberia. Tira, what do you think about this? Big win after 40 years.
well, 40 years. I mean, that's almost like where some of us have been.
I know because it was
So
my
you you're talking about. I mean, for as long as some of us been here, in 40 years, just 40 years. I'm not 40. I'm not 40 weeks, man. 40
40
months. That's like
days.
a whole freaking year. But yeah, this is great, man. And I know opposition gonna politicize this again, like we saw from Akara Gray and other people. And that's a bit of democracy. People always will use anything to try to score some political points. Um, but any conscious-minded person, anybody who really have any ounce of rationality, would know that this is the step in the right direction. Um, Liberia is too old to not be doing these kind of things. Um, and I applaud the president for the fast-heartedness. I applaud the president for his intentionality and ability to deliver on promises. Um, but a lot of the credit for me personally goes to Amos Toy. This is a young man who has all of the prerequisite knowledge about what he's doing. You know, life is not by accident. Things don't happen to you, because it happened to you. Things happen to you because you actually set yourself up, whether positive or negative. Amos Square, look at this guy. A young man with huge ambition. A young man with a vision. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Some of us will say, but why Imota want to go to LPRC? Well, if he ever thought about it that way, look at what this guy is doing. In contrast to that would be when Joe and President Weah appointed Jefferson Koji as city mayor, left a lot of us going like this. You know what I mean? And that could actually be a positive or negative. And in Jefferson Kojono case, it was a gross negative. But a lot of people could say the same about Amos on young guy. Nobody know how far he's going in his career, as far as like becoming, that kind of. Earning that kind of position, crucial, economic, kind of make or break institution. But boy, oh boy, this guy, what he has done right now, it's beyond expectation. So, we're talking about 40 years. 40 years. That's what we're talking about. I think that's not lost in this whole situation.
So, Teray, we've seen a lot of things being done under this administration, as though we just came from the war, right? The things that's supposed to happen on the past two administrations, which one of it he was the vice president, So because I'm pretty sure 40 years that was way before the war, right? Or during the war, something like that, right?
That was before the war.
Yeah, right before the war. And these things were down. They were destroyed. Since then, nothing, have come. But and then people, I don't know, when he talked about rescuing, do you think these are some of the things that he was talking about, that Liberia needs to get back to where it needs to be, where it used to be or needs to be? And these things that used to happen in our country before, we've seen a few shut-ins, right? During the past administration, third time. And so people come in all the time, because people are hungry, because people are there. You say you can't rescue, but do you think, would you consider some of these actions and stuff that him and his team, his able lieutenants, are doing, some of the rescue that he talks about? Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, you done?
Yeah, I was asking, would this be like some of the rescuing team? Because people don't understand. The thing rescue is just to put food on people's table. That's what people try to use as to propagate. Or you say you can rescue, but people hungry, people suffering, people these major things.
No, when we talk about rescue, we're not talking about fuel. We're not talking about putting food on people's table. Literally putting food on people's table. That's what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know very agriculture is part of that, right? We know everything else, but we're not like JMB or can cook heavy board of rent and put it on the table. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about creating a condition that allows you to be able to have access to these things, right? And when you look at it, these are some of the impact projects that will lead to people having access to these things. Because when you have a state that has control over its field, right, that is a major money-making area. Mm. And for the last 40 years, foreigners have dominated that sector. They control everything. They bring that field. Nobody knows how to negotiate it to bring in a country, and they put price on it. Nobody asks them. So now you're talking about government control now. In essence, what that does is the government is actually going in a field and negotiating for gasoline products and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And not only are they buying the raw material, but they are buying it at a very affordable price, and now they can bring it into the country, process it. And do you know what else you get from that, from processing? We're talking about getting product from we're talking about quota. And the quota we're using, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That is another product of that. So you can have access to these things simultaneously, producing gas, processing gas, and then producing fuel at the same time, using other byproducts to do other developmental, stuff with these things. So this is a win-win. Rescue rescue was just you know, a campaign slogan, right? I mean, everybody like Obama running around here. Yes, we can, right? You know, people are going all of that stuff. Um, so that's a slogan, but slogan embedded into truth telling and intentionality in terms of what that slogan really meant to be. That is, you know, rescue, right? Um, agriculture, sanitation, education, you know, tourism,
So
you
correct.
know. So all of these things has its own sector, and the president is trying to empower all these individual sectors, and that way then equal to or rescue, and through that you guys will start seeing some
So what is the bad that people seeing with this? Like, all saying that the government will put businesses, private
what was
or
that?
even business. I said, what is the because can you hear me? Ture? Uh-oh. Ture's kind of frozen. So yeah. Can you hear me now? You're back? Can you hear me?
Okay, so Amy will be joining us momentarily. So basically, like I was saying, when it comes to rescuing, yes, our slogan have been used on the campaign, but the president is doing something about it. You know, they say men lie, women lie, numbers never lie. You look at some of the things that are happening in the country, you cannot in any way deny that this president is doing some goddamn good jobs. Like image on the global market, I mean, on the global stage, is building up. Um, and this administration continue to take wins everywhere. Everywhere President Baka goes, he wins. Everywhere he goes, he wins.
That's right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. I was thinking. So that I was saying, right? I'm hearing that this taking crippling private businesses in the fuel industry. How so? How is this doing that? If you know anything about that.
Well, I mean, you know now, the startup code will always maintain, will always try to maintain, because at the end of the day, somebody's getting out of business. I mean, that's the sad part about it. But at the same time, we are not yet to make individual rich.
Is that a bad thing for the masses, the Liberian people, or is a bad thing for an individual? I just want.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing for the Liberian people. It's a good thing for the Liberian people.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good thing for the Liberian people because, like, we're talking about an agency that has been for 40 years, has been run by foreigner and individuals, right? So the government is taking charge of that. So that's good for the Liberian people because all the bottlenecks, that's something that the government can use some of those funds that's been generated instead of foreigner taking it to Lebanon and putting in their bank spot into their bank account. Those funds can now be directed to the Liberian people, rescuing them in the classroom, rescuing them through agriculture, rescuing them through action driven drugs fighting against drugs. So a lot of money. Liberia needs so much to do so much. Liberia is the only country that needs so much to do so much. And if you have an entity like the FPRC, where now they are taking away individuals from the whole bucket, I don't know they're gonna take everybody out of there because obviously,
Um,
you know, but it will not be like it once was, or at least how it has been run over the period of 40 years.
yeah.
A lot of
So,
people are gonna start crying. Ain't your most ability or
so,
saying something
so
recently?
this is what happening. To Ray, it's not kicking them off the market, but what it's doing is that their little quirky and twisty way of getting rich off of things, off of that, is gonna stop or it's gonna minimize it, right? So sometimes these people, like, let's say, like, for a few times we had few shortage in the country, right? Sometimes these businesses intentionally do that
Yeah.
just to hike prices up. They do that. Those, or sometimes they say they will tell the government that their goods is on the way. It got delayed. It got stuck in traffic, and system so this and blah blah blah. Sometimes they even have some, right? But they're lying to the government that they don't. Just to say, oh, there's fuel shortage in the country, or there's no fuel, so they can hike prices up. With this, with what LPRC had done, showing kids that happen, which I know they won't do it anymore because they know that LPRC will be able to supply them. LPRC can regulate prices. They'll regulate to bring the prices down. They can tell them, oh, the prices, gas prices now is $2 or it's $3, and no one dares to put it up to $4 or $5. So that's where this has become good for the ordinary Liberians, right? Because transportation costs now will go down. Because if the keke driver or the pimping driver, I don't know which one is a pimping and keke, but you get the point. And the bus driver and the taxis and stuff, when they're not buying fuel for higher price, the prices will be low, right? And the ordinary person, that's releasing some kind of stress from on them. And while the NTA to in the country with a lower cost, lower price, those are some of the things the president doing. They're always asking, what is the president doing to to something relief on ordinary Liberians. And I think with this move, with these are some of the ways that the president is doing some of those things. But if it's not through the food, for some reason, people are not seeing it, or people know that Liberian people are all about the bread and butter, whatever, on the table. So they use these means to kind of push some kind of false narrative that the government is not doing it, the government is not doing this for the people, the government is not doing that for the people. When that is not true. These are some of the ways of bringing that ease on the people by lowering these fuel prices and doing things that they never get short of fuel again in the country, that people standing in line for hours, for days to buy fuel from a filling station. These are some of the things that this whole initiative does for the Liberian people. And people trying to twist it around, and business people, like I said, ordinary business people, they will cry because what? You're chopping the way you used to chop from the Liberian people, it will close. It's not like you're not going to make money, but you will not just be doing the crooked things to get more money from the Liberian people, and that's what the government is trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, in essence, everything you just talk about, that's exactly what it is. It just gave the government upper leverage and upper hand in terms of control, because at the end of the day, if you leave the these individual enterprises, you leave them at the mercy of the people. Or you leave the people, at the mercy of them, because they regulate. And like you rightfully stated, there's something in economics that says self-made inflation.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean. So people do these things, but if the government has access to these things, then it makes it a lot harder for people to even think about that, because there's somebody now to stimulate, or to kind of like, prevent such a hike in prices.
Right.
Because what the government can do, the government can just blow them out of business if the government wants to do that. But obviously, it's the government that want everybody to eat, but you're gonna eat on the government term.
You're
Now,
gonna eat portion size.
huh?
I say you'll be eating portion size before you get over with.
Right. So you're not gonna be, what I mean. You're not gonna be eating the way you've been eating for 40 years.
Yeah.
You're gonna be eating on government term, right? Because nobody will be able to import food product in our country more than government can.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care any amount you can bring in the country, the government will bring more. So it's really, really not gonna say even a playing field, because nobody can compete with government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I mean, this is just a great step in the right direction. I don't know how they're gonna pan out, but I know a lot of people are not happy about this right now.
Yeah, a lot of people are not happy. Well, we don't care. These are the same people who come up and should, in case the government did not do anything, or if the government did not do anything about this, those same people will come up because of their own political gains and stuff, or parties that they support. They will come out and say, "Oh, we got fuel shortage, we got this money, this won't happen. The government not doing nothing. The fuel prices going up, this won't happen." So anywhere the government can do something to kind of rescue the people, I think that's what's more important than making businessmen don't care about what's going on with ordinary Liberians. All they care about is making their money.
All they care about is profits.
Yeah, that's where their heart is. They're making profits, and you will still make profit, but you will not be making that extra profit that you used to, intentionally inflate the prices because you wanted to do that to gain, more revenue or whatever it is, a profit that you will kind of holding up or some few product instead, or we ran out, or our shipments are on the way, and you cannot do that anymore because you got supply in the country that will supply you and tell you the price. So that's and that is a good thing, and because at the end of the day, the president is trying to do it for the suffering Liberians, not for the business people who've been exploiting them over the years to continue doing that. No, they will still eat. They will still something, but they're only mad because they will not be eating the way they used to eat before. Eat and lick your airboy and everything.
Yeah.
The ordinary Liberian have to eat too. Enough is enough, right? We all say enough is enough now. You've been eating for a while now. I mean, let it have some kind of relief too, to that on the plate. So that's what's going on with the whole FPRC thing, and that's what people are mad. And then when speaking about eating, the same thing with the LTM situation. Heard some things about that too. It's the Liberia is just such a big Ponzi scheme, Toure. Like when you hear people jumping in and out of the water, acting like they are so much angry for the ordinary Liberians, then you have to say, be like, what's the catch, right? Because at the end of the day, you will hear some kind of low, thing behind it, like why this person is being so active, and why they've been so forthcoming about this, saving the Liberian people. At the end of the day, it's not about the Liberian people. It's all about them, all about their own pockets. And that's what we're hearing about this whole LTM business and stuff. That people are protesting. They want to. The ordinary people. At the end of the day, the ordinary people, they are so gullible. Some of them don't even know the reason behind these things, right? They don't even know why people are coming to them, trying to put them in the street, acting like they care about their jobs. And I don't think anybody losing their job and stuff like people who lose it are the ones that have these percentage in these deals and they don't want to lose it. They come up making it look like scaring the ordinary people. Oh, your jobs, you making you to lose your job and make this will happen and that, and then they put them in the street and try to scare them because there's no job in the country. So they scare these people to come out and act like, oh, these are so bad and stuff. Kind of like the Red Riot back in the days when now when we read about the Red Riot, we're like, well, what was so wrong about this, right? I'm like, the last time I was kind of listening to YouTube reading, but I started like, how was it a bad thing? You know? But politicians, they couldn't make it sound like, oh, the government trying to do this, he's trying to do that, and he's doing it for y'all, and people did not know. They jumped in the street and started to protest about a arrest riot, and people died. A lot of people were in the street, and they ended up dying for something that wasn't so bad, and it wasn't even about them. It was only about people gaining relevance and stuff like that. So we really have to be careful as Liberians when we kind of supporting these politicians coming up, acting like they're caring for us and they're angry about some kind of thing going on in the country. The government trying to do this, the government trying to do that. It's not good for the people. We need to be digging behind it before we start to think that they're on our side. Because at the end of the day, when we look into it, they're probably doing it for their own pockets and not us. So LPRC, I think is from my understanding of things, it's not a bad thing at all that people it's not even a lot. It's just the ones that usually does the crooked things and get rich off of some kind of scheme or some kind of maneuvering, and now this is going to stop it. I don't think that the majority are complaining about this. It just feel him like people that crying wolf already. They're targeting me. They're doing this. They're doing that, and yeah, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we looking Liberia. Like we all said, Liberia will rise again, and we'll President Boakai, she's making some strides here. We're not saying all this bread and butter that we always say here every night, but things are looking up. And you okay? Are you tired tonight?
Yeah, man. So somebody comment, yeah, disrupted my whole
And
set.
just bring your head down. It's gonna all the way up there.
Is it better?
Yeah, you come closer, then it's better like that. That's what happened when you're using your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly, Lane. This is what I was saying. You see, I'd rather a handful of business people complain and the common people be happy. Absolutely. That's what we're saying here. You know, these business people can always do something else. They can always go and they're making money, Lane. It's not like they're not, but it's where they were eating before and trying to corrupt the system and you know and get an upper hit. That's what they're upset about. It's not that they're not going to get profit. No, I don't think the government is right because the private sector needs to be there. The government cannot control everything, but they're making it seem like the government trying to cripple the business people trying to do that, and that is not true. Don't let anybody tell you that sit on anywhere and tell you say, oh, this is good for you, Liberian people. These are some of the ways. There's food on the table that we keep crying for. That some of you don't want us to build Liberia, to develop Liberia. Oh, the people hungry, no food on the table. These are some of the ways the food comes on the table. When you get gas prices low, you get gas in the country all the time. Nobody has to be complaining about gas. Guess what? The roads are good. Guess what? People can leave from Monrovia to go to Grand Gita, to leave from Grand Gita to go to Sano, from Sano to those places. Those things will be what cheaper. And then why they're taking those things that the food prices will be dropping. Prices will be dropping. Prices will be dropping. That's how it works. So they will not just come and tell you, say, oh, pay $50. No, that true those means that you get those things done. So don't let anybody fool you. Thank you. Tori, you got anything else to add on there before we kind of move on? I see Gasama in the back. Where's Gasama? Oh, Brabi, your camera is so
Yes,
right now.
because I'm in the dark. I'm actually in the dark, so I'm in the car
Yeah, turn
driving.
it down.
Yeah.
I like to
Mama,
run on your more.
mama, how you serious, so, mama? Why would I mean? How that man serious? So, what happened?
You sleeping? But
No, look, for the Liberian people. No, I'm actually look. I mean, hey, Maurice, what's up, bro? Good
Yeah,
to
what's
have you
up?
on. Look,
welcome.
at the end of the day, this is the right step in the right direction for the Liberian people, and I totally agree with Lane Lackball. I'd rather have few business people tumbling and stumbling over each other
Mm-hmm.
than the vast majority of the people. So, I mean, look, these boys have enjoyed for 40 years, right? They have accrued enough over the period of 40 years that it's not time now for the Liberian people to breathe. For 40 years, they had their foot on the necks of the Liberians. And now the government taking charge, right? There's going to be a huge regulation now in fuel importation because nobody going to outdo the government. So the government now will have the power to regulate prices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything we heard about doing Joe Wiata, even common rice, a yen rice being on the administration. No, because when you put right people in position, they know how to get deal done and they know how to get a deal done with people. And if Pape is doing it with a certain amount of effort, with a huge intentionality, and people are feeling certain kind of way. And people have the right to feel certain kind of way. The same way people are feeling certain kind of way with the economy right now. Gas is the only equalizer. When you even in America here, when fuel prices gets down, guess what? Everything else fall in line. And that is same with Liberia. When you can regulate fuel prices, then you can regulate any other goods and services in the country. But if fuel prices continue to remain high, guess what? Because the excuse they even go back better boy in the market will tell you, oh, gas price up. Even the better boys when they pick it up behind their horse. You know? But I will send it back to you, Amy.
Thank you. Welcome, Morris.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So we were talking about I don't know if you've seen the news today about LPRC, the President Walker going there to dedicate lunch. What is it? Oh, sorry, I lost my notes. But yeah, did you watch the news today or read anything about the LPRC?
yeah, the 10,000 metric ton of
There you go. Yeah.
stuff that came in the country. Yes, I'm aware. But let me first thank you guys for allowing me to join the show, even though it's late. Mr. Toure there is my man. We do things all the time, you know. So I follow you guys sometime, but I will make it my duty to most time join the show. I mean, even for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I will do that. I mean, we all got to speak. We all got to talk because,
Yeah.
other people talking. So
Mhm.
you got to talk too because, I mean, we're in a
Every
society.
Liberian needs to talk.
Every
Yeah.
librarian need exactly. We all need to talk. We all need to talk. So I mean, it's a good thing for the platform. Like I said, I will make it my duty to join all the time. I mean, most of the guys on the show that people that will all be on the same platform. I mean, during the heat of the campaign, you
Mm-hmm.
know, even though we all were on different sides, but I mean, it is what it is. We all, like I said, we got to speak. So on the issue of the 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 LPRC stuff, yes, I mean, it's a good thing. Like the brother was saying, look, we have this something the performance paradigm, narrative where things that have not been happening. So most time when these things happening, it become like,
A problem.
exactly. We have not seen it before. So when these things happen in the country, we see it'll be like something. I mean, it's a good thing. Like the brother was saying, look, any president that come to power and I'll expire, at the end of the day, you will leave no legacy. So I think this president is smart enough to know that. Like I told somebody, if the president will not succeed in anything, but before he leaves power, there are just certain things. There are just certain things like road, energy, like the fuel stuff, the rice. These are something that Liberians will not cry over. You know. So I mean, it's a good thing. Over 40 years, for the first time. I mean, so it's like I said, it's a good news. I mean, we all have said it. We can't,
We
I don't
welcome
want to
it.
sound, I don't want to
Yeah.
sound like a repetition of what you guys have said, but I think you guys have said enough on this.
Yeah, we welcome that as the good news. We welcome it for the country, and we say kudos. So yesterday we wanted to talk about this MCC thing from the finance minister. Let me see. I think I have. I don't know if I have this something. Terrell, what is going on tonight with you? Up here.
Entire.
So let me read it. So Liberia is on the cusp of significant development boost at the Millennium Challenge Corporation has shown interest in reaffirming Liberia eligibility for a potential 500 million compact grants. According to Finance Minister Augustine uh Kwehi Gafwan, I'm sorry, sir, if I butcher your name. During a press conference in Monrovia, Minister Gafwan disclosed that a formal letter from Miss Alicia Robinson Morgan, MCC Managing Director for Africa, indicated that Liberia was being proposed for reaffirmation by the MCC board. The final decision is expected to be made next week. Gafwan highlighted that Liberia is back on track in the compact process after a review period and temporary pause. The president's efforts in Washington were not just for show. Strategy moves were being made behind the scenes. Gafwan stated, while the final amount is still uncertain, all signs are positive for Liberia. He emphasized that the MCC board approved next week will lead to a favorable outcome and move Liberia from pause to play in the compact process. So, guys, here they some people have already put in the amount as 500 million. The finance minister is saying that the amount has not been certain. Who coming up with these numbers?
Well, I mean, it's not like people are coming up with these numbers. It's all about um, precedence, right? What people usually get is around that amount. I believe Sierra Leone got 48 million. Nobody exceed that.
Mhm.
I think Ethiopia at the time I think Ethiopia is on record of having the largest, which was like I believe $2.5 billion. But Ethiopia is like a large country. Um, but at least the baseline for MCC compact grant is actually around 500 million. So I think there where people are actually keen on to be that. But this is great. This is
Sure. What do
actually
you think?
phenomenal
Why do
news.
you think Liberia is? Because Liberia was not part of this, right? And then all of a sudden, he telling us that this the managing director, you know. emailed him or wrote him a letter saying that they are reconsidering. In your own, little our Liberia, what do you think happened here? Why you think that they went back and said, okay, I think we have to add Liberia on this list?
Well, it's not about everything that's happening. You see, look, Washington, you can't take intelligence away. America has the biggest intelligence network in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they know what is happening in Liberia. You know, they know what is happening like everywhere. To be quite honest, that's how they get their information. And they know how Liberia is trending right now. Liberia is trending upward positively. Um, and JMB administration has absolutely all to do with it. There is a sense of stability in the country right now. There's a sense of stability. There's a sense of normalcy. Right. And when these elements start to push themselves out, that brings a lot of attractions. Okay, that brings a lot of attractions. Even if people are not looking at you, now people start looking at you. If people are not paying attention, people start paying attention more. Right? That's why all people talk about positivity attracts positivity, negativity attracts negativity. And since the old man became president, I mean, all his travels has been, based on strategic moves. Not going to go to Jackie Appiah birthday celebration that you know what I mean. So like you're talking about, and these are some of the things that we were telling people. When you can somebody mute? I'm getting someone on noise kind of coming up.
Yeah, I think
when we actually live our lives.
Can you mute for a minute?
Morris, can you please mute?
Morris.
When you live your life based on positive energy, and that's not gonna happen. Positive attracts, man. So right now, things are happening for JMB because of the way he moves, the way he processes things, the way he executes on things, and his decision making. And when you do that, you don't really have to do that much, Amy. You don't have to do that much. Good will just follow you. You don't have to do anything because, like you rightfully stated, Liberia was not even one of the countries that were mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, Liberia is there. So I mean, that's what it is.
So Morris, do you think our good English has something to do with this too?
Yeah, definitely. It got something to do with it, because you see, the international community has a way of applying the wait and see approach when any government take over, right? Especially we all witness the CDC government, the president we are in the CDC, right? We all saw how they govern the country, to the extent where officials of the American government referring to that very government as to classic government, a rogue government. They went on to put sanctions on top officials of that very government. Do you expect that? Do you expect them to approve the MCC grant for Liberia? No, of course, because it will be a slap on their face. So when President Bouaga came and they saw the responsibility, they saw how President Bouaga is governing the country, they will say, no, I don't think there's any need for us to keep, holding on the pause button. We got to play the pause button. We got to, yeah, because look, Plato says something. He said, if you want to know a good leader, just watch the people around that leader. You will know whether that person is a good leader or not. I mean, we also President we are. So, and on the part of the amount, I think the final minister know that. I think he's aware of the amount. It's just that he's trying to be very careful, because we live in a country now where everybody is a politician, everybody is a journalist, So I think he's trying to be very careful. But I think the figure should be around anywhere around 440 something thousand to 500 million. I mean, look at the government. Look at President Bouaka. Look at the responsibility. Look at how responsible the government is. You see how stabilized the country has become. For heaven's sake, I mean, it's not surprising to any one of us that
Yeah.
they are even pressed the pause button to say, what, I think there's a need for us to look into Liberia case, and Liberia just won the Security Council seat.
Exactly.
No irresponsible government can win a security seat. No way. For me, I was even thinking about all the excesses from the past government. But again, that happened when a good and responsible government come in. So, I mean, it's a good news. We just look forward to see how soon it
Yeah.
will take, but it's a good news.
Thank you, Famula. Welcome to the show, Famula. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. A lot has changed since I last took a break to see the folks down there in Minnesota and to also celebrate with the Liberian community and also see how well the good English has extended on that side of the Americas. And it was a great time over there in Minnesota. And this is this was
Back home.
the biggest celebration ever to see Liberians all over the world, all part of the world, conversion in their mass and numbers to celebrate a historical time. That presuppose that there is something good happening from back home.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some good stuff coming from back home, and Liberians are proud of their country now, and it's a litmus test for us going into a prosperous future, and a future that our children can be proud of and say, yes, this is the countries of our fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Liberia has always been part of the MCC Compact. The reason why it was paused, it was because of the transition of government, the
Right.
transition of the United States government, wherein they have to put a temporary freeze on many aids and other things.
Mm-hmm.
But Liberia was already considered for the compact because they met the scorecard. 10 out of 20, they met that card. So they were eligible for about 500 million estimated. So
was it the one that Summit was thinking for, or is this another one?
yeah, that was it.
Okay.
That was it. So, but the completion of the compact, fall right within, right after the election.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like a succession. I know why there was a delay. CDC who have gotten that money early, but when when the U.S. government
Press that way.
noticed that the things were not going the way it's supposed to go, the guys were looting on an industrial scale. As there was a mass looting. They were looting more than 2003 war.
Hey.
How the guys were breaking into store, how the guys were looting on an industrial scale, according to P.L. Lumumba. He said when he came to Liberia, he said people were looting on industrial scale, and that's true. The guys were looting. So because of that, the United States took back and said, look, this government is kleptocratic. That one are too big. Let me break it down for my Mary. They say they many yet that so roll. Not even there's so tiffy. Uncle Sam can say that tiffy roll. Government a bunch of thieves. They get steady. You remember stay say you pull your battery outside, will carry it. Watch battery will carry it. So the men say we can't get that money to them, so we delay the process. When the responsible government came and they saw the trajectory, they saw the vision that the old man was doing. They say, you know what? Let us clear the compact. Let us speed it. Let us expedite it. The process started speeding up. Look, let me be clear on this. I've said it over and over and again that this president came into being by a divine ordination of God, grace for the Liberian people who have suffered and cried in agony. They were in bondage. Like Frederick Douglass said, my bondage and my freedom. The Liberian people were crying for their freedom. So they were saying unto God, take this bondage from over us, because this was a dark cloud that was hanging over Liberia. And came in a prophet. Look, if I say that thing, you can get me smiling. But when you look at what is happening right now, today another prophecy unveiled. 40 long years, the children were in disobedience. 40 years. And today, Joseph said it is over. We'll get gas in your country. The Liberian government, we can get LPRC. They say the Liberia Petroleum and Refining Company, the state-owned enterprise. Then we will not get gas. We can bring gas for you. We're giving it to all the boys who dollar-rising the economy. The boys going all around misbehaving. Imagine somebody saying that on the platform, saying, I reach by everybody in your government, I get more than 36 million worth. You must know that's kind of for reckless and unnecessary chest beating. This is about time now you see them crying in a small corners. You will not steal again. You'll make a profit, because there's no way in the gas industry that you'll not make profit. But this time around, it will be tailored in a way that 2 cents. Why when the government say, oh, put 2 cents for the maintenance of everywhere, you're inflate the gas price. The government say, oh, put 1 cent on the side for the maintenance, you're inflate the gas price.
Right.
Passing all around. This time around, we're not going to tell you, say, you carry your gas price. Oh, the government is going to bring the gas to the people. And when the government say, let the government go tell Liberian people, say $3.50 for gas.
I mean, you're making Bakabinet to fall asleep. You're making Bakabinet to fall asleep. You're making Bakabinet to fall asleep, man.
Which one?
True.
Oh, now Ture can sleep already. Ture already here. You know I here. You see, the man say, when we sell gas for $3.50 in Liberia, let the government come up and say we're selling gas for $3.50. They say all laser lab prostate. You never know which one suffer from better ache until one when they start falling in the pit. I think you know when they start flipping over, then you know somebody somewhere healthy and money. Let the government come, the government say, oh, we put in $3.50 here. You must go sit down there and say you're selling your gas, say something, you'll see who will go buy your gas.
Right.
And when that happens, when people start focusing on the government, and you know that saying yourself will bring your price down. You bring it down to the government, because you will bring it down to an affordable area. Look, we are not saying the government should keep people out of business. We are not saying the government should kick other people out of business. No, but the government now is going to bring what they call a level playing field. They say it should be at an equilibrium. We cannot tell you, say, this is the price. In fact, when government come for Mediterranean, say, this is the price, the guys will wake up. They carry the propaganda speed. Oh, the government now go add 2 cents. You see what happened with the rest situation? When they already remove all the tariff on the rest, and they say all the rest, they getting nothing again on it. They put the government say who putting nothing on it again. They can go bring the rest. But you understand, some people say, oh, the docking fee, the uploading fee, the all this fee, they start adding small pieces on it, because the business people always think that the end game is to maximize profit. But I'm happy in this ancient time today that we have responsible people now stepping in and saying we have to change the narrative, and our people must be a direct benefactor. And you hear all kind of noise. Those people crying in all those small corners, they will continue to cry. They didn't cry. I make the Nigerian men will tell you, say, you explain tired, no evidence. You cry, you tired, no evidence. We get time for that thing. In as much as the Liberian people are benefiting,
please take it easy on my political leader.
In as much as we don't have people jumping around, masquerading, showing up that new fleet of car. People, and you get people in our country, when somebody prays a party one time, they go buy a pick-up. We'll see how the police are buying a pick-up. How you going to go continue now?
Can you turn your camera on, please?
So we are happy now that, look, let me end on this one, Amy, before you come in. Look at today. Today, again, I was at work. I got scrubbed out of surgery. And I get flip my phone quick in the 2 minutes because I wanted to hear about the breaking news. And I went and I saw that it was my old man anniversary.
Oh,
But instead of saying that and focusing on anniversary, boom, the old man jumped. He went to Daddy.
All right, good. I was trying to come in there. Just
He
missed
went
it.
to review and to see that project today, to unveil that project today. And I thought when you finish for you're coming to go jump, you're coming to go home now to go enjoy his anniversary. The man went back to the mansion to work. If an 80-year-old plus man can go to work so tirelessly like that, see how that man was working in recent week. The man went to bombing. The man went this side. The man went this side. If later for the man not go to more than I don't know how many areas.
don't worry about him.
You know,
I was thinking about exhaustion. I was saying, but how can an 80-year-old man who they say you almost at the point of dying, where the man saying you're not even live for 2 weeks, you're not even live for 4 weeks, how can that old man, where the man getting the energy from?
Man, I make go with Uncle Joe. Please leave that thing.
No, I'm just saying that the energy he's putting in the work, that is they call presidential energy. But now somebody using that energy to go dance buka. Now that somebody using that energy to go for a girlfriend birthday party in Ghana. Somebody using that energy to say, oh, I come like on the street, I live on the street, I'll be with the street people. Anytime I come on the side, on the street people are going to go play football while we have a national event going on in the country. And that type of person come and tell me, say, I see your person, you take serious. Look, I brought at a point where now we say, look, the prophecy, we follow the prophecy, thank God Joseph can dream and you interpret our dream.
I need to look for that, my good friends, this prophecy. And bring it on.
You know,
thank you.
Let me just say something real quick, right? Can I go ahead? Go ahead. Yeah. You know, people think when you're president, you can just come and say, you know what, I want the price of sugar to go down. I want the price of salt to go down. That's not how it works.
Right.
Right. No, it doesn't work that way. If anybody can remember during the Charles Taylor time, 98, Charles Taylor make an announcement. I can still remember it was on a Wednesday. Charles Taylor make an announcement that the time the rate was 50. If anybody can remember, we've been around for long.
Charles what Taylor year was this?
1998.
Sorry, I can't help you.
All right. Charles Taylor make an announcement that the rate should come down. But then the rate was 50. But then when you change $5, you get $250. Charles Taylor make an announcement that the rate should come down. And the price of rice should come down. He just wake up one morning and just make an announcement because he think he's president. And from that time to today, the rate never went down below 50. It keep going up. The price of rice keep going up. Because the thing is that's not how it works. And that's why I respect President Boakai. He said, you know what? I will form a team. Let a team go in the market and check what's the cause of this high price.
Exactly.
That's why a responsible government do. You see what happened with the gas? He brought enough gas in the country. Rice, bring enough rice in the country. When you bring enough rice in the country, automatically the price will drop. When you bring enough gas in the country, the price will drop. But you can't wake up one morning and say, you know what? Because president, since you're selling rice $15, you're bringing it to $10. That you get my rice, I will keep it. That you pay for it. Doesn't work that way. So you see, this old man came with a plan from day one. He came with a plan. So I mean, and we also people talk. Let me just in 30 seconds regarding the 26th celebration. Look, the thing is that I think for a long time, somebody knee has been on the country neck, and the people realize that, you know what, our country got to move forward, man. Come on, we can't keep loyalty to individual, the political party in the country. We got to move on. And I think I'm so happy that Liberians realizing, even though there are people who stay, but for the larger society, Liberians are realizing, you know what, our country got to move forward, man. Because these politicians, for me, there are certain politicians in Liberia, when they go in the way, I go in the other way. When they're talking, I don't listen to them. Because these are people who think that they should only decide where the country should go for their own selfish gain. And I mean, the celebration was just a coincidence. I swear to God, it was a coincidence that people realized, you know what, we got to put our country forward. Our country got to move forward, especially with the kind of leadership they got in their country. It gives them hope. It gives them hope. I don't want to be like Fambola. I was there. I want to be like
Jermaine,
somebody
come
that
in
will
and
just start
read
off.
Black Sleep for us.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really catching hell today.
Yeah.
I had a lot going today. But look, so you see, look, I like the way the old man is approaching governance. I really love it. I mean, this is the thing. They say if you're gonna be a parent that tell the child to do X, Y, and Z, or like something that I'm telling my daughter now is to not be on her gadgets while she eats, right? And the last time I was eating while I had my phone in my hand, guess what? My sis looking, Daddy ain't said no, no, no electronics while eating. So my daughter, so that, but this is the thing. The old man is not only telling people
Gotta
to
set an
swallow,
example.
huh?
I see you gotta set an example.
What did he say?
Oh no, go ahead. Never mind.
Hello?
Oh boy.
Torre, go ahead. Go ahead. She's listening. Go ahead, Torre.
Amy, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I was just trying to help you out, but you didn't hear me, so go ahead.
Everyone of you, well, everyone of you froze at some point. But look, this is the thing. The old man is finding solution. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be autocratic in my approach. I'm not gonna say, bring the price down like Morris alluded with Charles Taylor, right? That's not how it works.
That's another man.
You know what I mean? In Charles Taylor's case, if he said bring the price down, if you don't bring the price down, you will get visitor in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like that's not sustainable because you end up killing all your business people in the country. So
That's so stupid.
so the old man not taking that route, right?
Say you ain't like you.
The old man is saying there's the thing. Competition bring out the best. And nobody compete with government because government had the upper hand, right? Keep your price. I'm gonna bring alternative in. I'm gonna now regulate prices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna be a spoiler. I'm gonna set my price, and everybody will follow suit, right? Because now I'm not gonna buy. I'm just buying the raw material. I'm manufacturing mine now in my country, So all these things, these are solution driven to a very complex industry. And if you saw this thing, this is not something that just happened. I think this is something that the old man had in mind. The heart of this implementation is something that he really been dwelling on. And it's just coming out to fruition, right? And this is how you're going to look at sector to sector. You're going to see these changes happening. You see what Mo Ali is doing at Water and Sewer. You see what Fagon is doing. You see what the city mayor is doing. So all of these things, there's a master plan that the old man got, right? So this is where when Morris said the old man operating as safe to say someone who really, really have their sight on legacy. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely absolutely 100% sure of that. And this is something that I said during the campaign time. What does legacy mean to you? Do we really want to be the guy who's gonna come into this country that is vastly convoluted in terms of all of a sector? Mm-hmm. Are you just gonna key on one sector and just make that functioning, or are you gonna tap into every bit of it and try to make every sector better? And this is what this woman is doing, and he's taking it one day at a time, one industry at a time, and you see how things are working out for him. This is great, man. I'm very, very much excited.
So I would like to play a little bit like of the finance minister and press conference. Let me do this so we can listen to Oops, let me go back and do that. Sorry, y'all.
To diplomatically engage with critical leaders in the U.S. government. So this effort, informed also by the scorecard, it is good that the country has also been on a path of passing the indicators. That was critical. We inherited some passes. That was critical. We want to thank all and sundry, present and past. We didn't meet it at ground zero. There were some efforts done. We acknowledge that. Our job was to clinch it and to use football parlance to score the goal, to hit target. And the president led the process, and we hit target. Liberia was qualified, was elected by the MCC board in December for eligibility for a second compact. You know that the MCC compact, the first compact of 257 million grant, helped also rehabilitate the hydroelectric facility that has been damaged. Is one of the casualties of our war. Now we are producing some electricity. Yes, all our problem in power has not been solved or have not been solved, but we have some light giving. And the hydroelectric facility is one of the main sources. And it also helped us with water and sanitation in some areas. But the main focus of the MCC support was the rehabilitation of my coffee. It is there today. And so Liberians have a phone attachment with MCC. Don't wonder why when they heard about the Liberia passing for the second compact, people were jubilant. People were generally jubilant, although I cannot say that everyone was jubilant. I don't have control over that. But Liberians generally were jubilant. And so we began the process. This January, an MCC team visited Liberia, right in this conference room with the ambassador, because we were beginning the process in earnest. And the process entails hiring a new team for the MCC office, a national coordinator, and senior economists in few positions, including a private sector specialist, environmental specialist, engagement, all across. President Borkai, you know, you all followed the engagement at the White House, you know, and I don't want to belabor that. Liberia is on the map. Good impressions came out, and the president was not just speaking good English in Washington. He was making good moves. And so we were deployed at the MCC. I led the team that went and engaged the new team, led by Mr. Suhan Das Gupta, Kevin Deming's country.
So we'll stop it right there because it's a bit long. We can't go through the whole thing. But
Yeah,
the person was there speaking good English, was making good moves. So we start with this whole comparison. And I like the fact that, you know, people always coming like, oh, President Weah did it, and then acknowledge President Weah and just that and that this and flow. But here he acknowledged the past administration for, you know, the effort they're putting to get us to this point, like it wasn't from ground zero, and he acknowledged that, and our chairman cannot breathe because of that. Like the happiness, and but with all this formula, with all this acknowledging of the past administration, people are still not happy. I'm confused here, right? And like that, this is why I try to get an orator speech on the opposition thing, and I think I'm gonna find it and play it. What is going on here? Usually you say, oh, because your demigod or your political leader or your spiritual leader name is not mentioned. Okay. The administration has been, mentioned with finance minister speech, like acknowledged for their effort that they role they play in it to get them to this point. Still, people are not happy. What is the problem here?
Look, in the grand scheme of things, you always have angry people. And people will only be angry on grounds that they have failed. Not only the Liberian people they failed, they have failed themselves. Because if you look at the wireless administration, many of the guys who work in that administration were young comrades, many young men, some of our friends who some of them we felt that they still needed to be processed. They were not processed. And some of them were processed, semi-processed. And there were some good ones, but the bad ones were more than the good ones. So now, those elements who are semi-illiterates, they are the ones that are making all the noise and the bitterness and the hatred, because there was something given to them to execute and they failed. And now they are seeing somebody else coming in and doing the job that they couldn't do. So I don't give a damn, excuse me for my language, for who gets angry or not.
Words are meant to be used.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
playing.
don't give it. I don't give it for them. In as much as it benefits the country and our people are happy, I'm done with that. Those angry people can continue to be angry. Let them be angry. You will never try to satisfy everybody. But I'm telling you, those people who are angry, they have long time to be angry. And that anger will take them all the way into their, their later days.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they say you angry get a dead body to see Moses. There's no way they put the for marry her in a barrier, they can never smile. That's see Moses dead body. Be making yourself angry. You get old soon. The wrinkles will get on your face. And are you the one will be saying that among your children or among your peers, you all of you in the same age group, but you're looking 5 years older than them. Be angry. Be happy for the country now, because that's the only way for peace and prosperity. Because the country prosper, you yourself, that anger you in now, you're just gonna loophole to be getting something. Right. But you angry now. Any good thing they say about the country? No. Any good thing they say about the country? No. You're trying to find pitfall inside and make it look like nothing good happening.
So on Mars.
Yeah.
Opposition. I'm confused in Liberia with opposition. Are we opposing development, or we are opposing a political party from coming to power? And once another party had won the election, are we supposed to be, supporting or encouraging development, or we're supposed to be opposing that because we're opposition?
I think this is an old age problem. But as we get along, it will be resolved, or probably it will be minimized. I think the politicians in Liberia over time, they have succeeded in turning the people loyalty towards them instead of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I think they succeeded in doing that so very well. Oh my God, my light going on. Hold on 1 minute.
Family, you want to jump in until you can come back?
No, yeah, I think
everybody got off the screen.
Yeah, I think they
Mhm.
succeeded. I think they, like I was saying, they succeeded in doing that so much to the point that they make people to be so loyal to them, to individuals, to politicians, then the country. And you can see if something happened to one person, you see the whole payroll, the whole people that belong to that person will come on the street. They want to protest. And sometimes you even ask them, what are you protesting for? They don't even know. Just because they see John Brown on the street, because they follow John Brown on the street, they jump on the street. You know, similar thing happened just recently with the police and the Fuller woman. So you see, they have succeeded in doing that so much, so very well. Everybody got some clique. Everybody gets somebody they pay loyalty to. So you will see that bitterness. But as time goes on, I think it will reach to the point where people will realize that, you know what? I think we're giving so much to these politicians. I think we need to give this loyalty, this energy. We need to direct this energy to our country. And you saw the 26, how everybody came out. Because over time, there are people that used to come out and say, I'm not celebrating 26. 26, wow, what better 26? You will hear politicians speaking like that. And what will happen after that? That politician or that political party follower will not attend, will not celebrate the 26. We've seen it over time, right? But we're not. So this is, I mean, it's an old age problem. But as time goes on, I think people will realize that, you know what, for so long, these politicians have misled us, are making us to direct our energy to be more loyal to them than the country. I think we will get it. And that can only happen too if the current government are in power, bring that, that ultimate change. You got to make the difference. Just do the right thing. We do the right thing, continue to do the right thing. People will gravitate towards supporting their country. People will gravitate towards loving their country. So the challenge now is on the table of President Bouaka and his government. But I think, like I said, the bitterness is an old age problem. So, but as we get along, I mean, people will see the need to support their country instead of just being bitter just because they feel that they got to support one politician or want somebody who, for their own selfish gain. That way I can stop for now. I give it back to you.
So the finance minister said that the president went to Washington and he was making gains. He was talking to the right people, and they were there too, right?
Yeah.
For the impact thing. So oftentimes we hear, oh, what did President Bouaka bring back from his trip here? What does President Bouaka bring back from his trip here? With this, what can we tell them?
But I mean, the thing is that it's clear. People think that when you go, people think that when you travel, when you go on this, bilateral discussion and stuff, that you're coming back home with huge bag of money. It's not the case. And the people that are making the argument, they know that it's not the case. But just because of political gain, they make this argument. They know that it's not the case. When you go out there, you're selling your country. And you're not only going there to sell your country, the people also watching, they know what you're doing. Look, besides former president, we are in team were coming Washington. Even in their own country, the people saw how they were governing. The people saw where in the world a president will become president and build a theater, build a recreation center called Jamaica Resort. Every evening when you leave work, your ministers they go there, they have fun. People not watching it, people seeing it. People watching it, seeing everything. So even if you're coming back, even if you're coming America to come talk to them, we say, but what kind of murder? Even your own country is so foolish, you're so reckless in your own country. So it's not the case when it comes to President Bouaka. It's not the case.
Thank you.
Everybody's seeing how serious the president and his government, everybody's seeing it. So it's not the case. So definitely when you go out there, he coming back in no time, you will see the dividend. And that's the it will start seeing.
Thank you. Ture?
Yeah, Amy, thank you very much. Look, at the end of the day, people travel different purposes and reasonings as to why people travel. And you will see the caliber of people you travel with to know exactly what it's going to be for entertainment purposes or maybe your business purposes. And everything that we have turned, and at least everything that we have realized about this old man when he travels, you see him travel with some high class level position individuals, and that gave you an insight into what that trip going to be about. So at the end of the day, we saw President Weah when he traveled. The poster child the president we saw was Fina Bondo. So up to today's day, I just want to know what was her contribution on these trips. We saw our brother Carrasco there as well. And we also saw people that we knew, obviously, they were not bringing anything to the table in terms of foreign relation or strategic realignment of donors or in terms of in a space of bilateral or multilateral negotiation or discussions. But you seen the old man. In the case of the meeting with the White House, you heard from the finance minister on that trip. You know, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Benslow Yanti, I believe her name is. She was there. So you can tell these are people that are familiar with Washington. They've been around there for a while. In the case of former finance minister, now current finance minister Gaffron finance minister on Ellen Johnson leave. Then after that, he became a diplomat. I think at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, something like that. So you understand how Washington works. So when you have these kind of people around you, guess what? While you meeting with Donald Trump, those other people meeting with other people too. You know, it's some of the biggest networking opportunity that anybody can have. When you have that space around power, you take advantage of it, right? So I think that's what the finance minister was talking about. That not only the president was there speaking beautiful English, but he was also connecting and networking with other people along the way. And these are some of the trickle-down effects of some of those networking, you know. So yes, man, it's all about prioritizing and taking advantage of opportunities. And I think the administration is very good at taking advantage of opportunities.
Thank you, Teray. So yeah, and so we also had, let me see. The finance minister also said that he said something about Sierra Leone people because when they left the trip, and which I think is all the way down, I can't find it right now. So when they left the trip, Sierra Leone had a 450 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
448 million.
Okay, yeah. So people were running around saying that what did the president bring back? Good English.
Even Gabon, a president too.
Yeah. So the finance minister said that Sierra Leone was first on the list of like this compass wasn't the one that they got approval.
Sierra Leone been on the list.
Yeah. They was first on the list. This is what people don't understand, you know. In like Morris just said, when certain people get in the street and say, "Oh, let's go protest," and other people don't know because it's all about they see that political leader or they see that they just jump there. So people just jump and start saying these things, but they don't know the indicators of how these things happen and when and how. So you know, I wanted to play that also, but I keep struggling. I can't find it because it's all the way down the line. The speech is long. I don't want to play the whole thing. But so we're talking about what were we talking about yesterday, and we never really went into it. It was the
orator.
Yeah, I still can't find the end of the speech. I wanted to play the part about the opposition, and you know, everybody touched on a little bit of everybody's part, right? Because people are nitpicking. Just want to talk about what the orator said, that oppositions are not enemy of the state. Very well put.
Right.
You know, that was very well written, and I mean, he was balanced across he did a very good job with that speech. He was balanced. Everyone had their own little dishes there when he was dishing out the food, right? He gave everybody their own food. But the sad part is that people are taking other people's food and picking over it and not eating their own food. So I wanted to play that to see whether we see a different kind of, you know, opposition. Would they listen to what this orator has said? or are we considering this? Because after that, we're not seeing any change anyway. With just these speeches and stuff, would it make change in Liberia, or it had to be the political leader themselves, their own leaders from the political party that say these things to bring the about that change? From the we were just talking about the. I don't know if you heard what we just landed on, but if you want to comment on that.
No, I'm sorry. I had to skip that because I have to play another role. I rushed to go take care
Yeah,
of
you
something.
did.
Yeah. So I
No,
didn't really get it.
yeah. First we said about when the president went when he came back, what was that? Oh, what did he bring back? Good English. And as we just listened to the finance minister right now and all the moves that they were making on this trip, and that's what we were talking about, that people coming out and saying these things. And
Well, thank you very much. I think we've already said that already because those people just we just get people who just go out and complaining of not acknowledging the effort that other people make. But be as it may, President Boakai said it that no matter what they do, you must build this country. So you're gonna make your noise, you're gonna clean up, you're fall down, you'll say anything you're able to say, but we're not focusing on the noise. They say the noise of the sea cannot stop the fish from sleep. So we're not going to sit down and say, oh, the people making noise, so we're not focused on what we're supposed to do. The government is focusing on what it's supposed to do. That's the reason why the finance minister said it, that while you're making that noise over there, we were negotiating. We were at the bad stage. So the president did not just pull a bunch of people on his on his trip to go sit down somewhere to go watch a football game. He not go on football. They didn't go watch football game. The president went along with people who he felt has the credential, who have the pedigree to sit around the table to discuss issue, to speak to the consciences of those people from MCC and other institutions, to see reason to help Liberia, giving them the benefit of the doubt that the kleptocratic government and kakistocratic government out over there, we have managed to ousted them, and we have a responsible government now. So give us the second chance. It's not about him to give us a second chance, and more besides, Liberia have had a long historical tie with the United States. When the population of Liberia was 1.7 million in 1944, Liberians, the reason why you used to see people say, oh, those were the better days and those were the good days, it was because the population was not enough, and as compared to the things that was available at that time. So you have vast majority. There was still class struggle. Don't get me wrong. There were still people who were still struggling. There were still people who were still poor, but it cannot be measured into today's reality. That you have more people who are economically dispossessed and in this modern time than in those days. In those days, there was a few bureaucrats and top brass, but they were American Liberians. They were educated in the US. Many of them came with the American bra, and speaking series to our people, and our people used to like that one. Say, as soon as you speak series to them, they say, "Oh yeah, banana, hey there, what's going on?" You see what I'm saying? So, we commend the finance ministry. Look, we have given MCC enough reason why they should give us that grant. Liberia got the grant during my time. Got 250 million. And that 250 million went toward the refurbishing of the hydro. Imagine how destructive somebody in their elementary mines damaged our hydro. That was a major source of power, a major source that that were booming our economy. There were many houses. Now we're not plenty at that time, we agree, but people have access to electricity. Yeah, but somebody out of their ignorance and
Bring
think
your
that,
head there.
you know, out of that ignorance, they felt that if you bring water to the country, that means all the infrastructure in the country will go burn it.
Sad.
Go in Ivory Coast. People were fighting war in Ivory Coast. Go in, in Ouagadougou. You go think that people know water for whatever. War fighting there, but people are not looking at infrastructure. But see our own war. People were caught on camera shooting even the Lepo. I didn't even know. You the person you going for,
destructive.
the person you going for, you go kill, you not even see the person.
You know,
You get there,
family.
burning hospital.
Hold on, England.
You sending bomb to hospital. You shooting Lepo. People shooting the quota. I don't even know what is happening to them.
That's sad.
Then in the end now, it has become very, very tedious on the country to the reconstruction process. Imagine, without the infrastructural reconstruction is just one part of the rehabilitation of the country. But what about the reconstruction of the mind of the people who are traumatized?
Oh, that's gonna be a lot.
And then after the war, we never had the DDR program did not cover that part. They did not cover therapy. They did not cover psychological therapy for our people. Trauma, people who are traumatized, to help them come out of it. Now many institutions, because they should have set up more institutions, in that direction. Because if that had happened, then many of the young kids today are passing around can get look at anybody and cause anybody at any time. They'll not be doing it. But people who come after that war, all of them get a trauma with them because many of the mothers were under stress and had a baby. Stressful baby. When baby born under stress, you know how they coming up. They can't always. So many complications, so many problems. Hey, children, you telling A, they telling you B. You explain one thing on the side, they're doing different thing. So that's how I live here.
Thank you. So, Maurice, you wanted to say something for 30 seconds?
I just wanted to eject something regarding the destruction. Look, Liberia war, I made Liberia war different. Liberia war was total destruction. Look, I give you one fact. 1996, April 6 war, right? United Nations report. I think that should still be on United Nations website. United Nations reported that they lose what they lose in Monrovia. And I think they compare Monrovia war to Cambodia. The war lasted for at least like 4 months in Monrovia. April 6 war, I think, lasted for 4 months. And in Cambodia, I think the war lasted for 8 months. So they compare the losses. They say what they lost in Monrovia, 8 times 2 of what they lost in Cambodia. Because United Nations lose to the point that they even have to relocate their headquarters from Mama Point to, if anybody can remember, UN had an office in Mama Point.
Mm-hmm.
They got to transfer, they got to move because they couldn't be able to maintain. The people looted up to tar, the tar on the floor.
What?
That's how destructive. Yes, April 6 war. The people, United Nations could not able to maintain their offices in Mama Point. They have to move to, I think, Banjo or somewhere. That's how destructive Liberia is. So when you compare Liberia to other countries that were war, look, that country was down to the list. But I just wanted to make that when you were talking about the destruction and stuff like that.
Thank you.
That's how destructive we are.
Yeah, we are very destructive. And some of these things, they come to like a formula as a psychological problem and sometimes spiritual too. Because some of these things, who fighting war and go digging outside for on the floor? Like you have that much time, not so wrong, but I'm sorry, but I can't wrap my head around it. But yeah, so this is the part after all of that senseless killing and destruction and all of that, this person that comes in and he's doing all of that healing and uniting people, right? Through the former presidents and religions, across religion and tribal line and everything. So this tomorrow, Wednesday, right? The president declared that day to be
a prayer day, right?
National Prayer Day. Go to the mosque, go to the church, tradition, whoever you pray to, go let everybody pray for the country. Our people then too seeing this as a problem. I mean, is there any sin in praying or is there any problem? or in the radar, I want you to tell me if you heard anything other than the president saying, like, if he's saying anything like, "Oh, I cannot handle the country," so you pray that the country come together. Let's just put our hand between our legs and let's pray. So some of these, funny talks that we're hearing out there, maybe people he said it and I don't know, but Punch TV said that President Barker has declared this Wednesday, July 30, a national day of prayer. Excellence, the executive mansion said that President Barker has directed all Liberians everywhere within and the borders of Liberia, gathering in churches, mosques, and other places of worship to seek God's face. It's added that the Liberian leader wants everyone to seek for God continuous blessings upon the country and renew confidence for peace and unity. My brothers, what is wrong with this? What the president wants us to do? What's so wrong about praying and seeking God's face? Toure, you do it because you start.
Okay, yeah. Because Toure looking a little bit sleepy. Then he talks more.
He convoluted right now. Go ahead, Toure.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just gonna touch base on that whole destruction, of our, infrastructure during the war. Look, if we should look at anything, we should look at what precipitated to the war itself. Our civil war had no direction. There was absolutely no direction. If you look at the Ivory Coast, like their rebel now fighting while old man is saying that better boy in the market. And nobody dared to touch or loot anything. They will kill you right there.
Wow.
And the people fought their civil war. They went through there. They wanted what they wanted. They got rid of Gbagbo. Nobody disturbed. Those that were afraid, they left the country, but the rebel commanding general themselves. Anybody they catch looting, you gone. So they don't loot their place. But I want a civil war, man, like, people, there are a lot of vengeance. People are angry at each other for no reason. People kill people that didn't do nothing to them. People kill people by just being like associated with certain things. And then you cannot dismiss the fact that too they echo more to loot Labrador too.
Listen, when you're in Rome, I like the rumors.
But obviously, look. we were in Guinea, and the part of Guinea where it was like a very strategic, business area in Gegedu, right?
Gegedu.
And I'll tell you what, look, like Morris was saying, time, I'm telling you, man.
They're bringing that bullet across the bullet.
I'm talking about plafond, like, palm heads. Look, everything was coming. We borrow, everything was coming across the border. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was. Look at the hydro. Go in that thing and see how big that tom bombs are. That somebody will go deep into that thing to try to get copper out of there. It was ridiculous, right? But look, that was that. Let's talk about the fast and prayer thing. God is visible anytime, anywhere, any day, any time of the day, whatever. Anybody can pray to God anytime, right? I don't have a problem with the president, issuing tomorrow that everybody should fast and pray. And I'm pretty sure there are people that pray. Like we Muslim, every Monday we fast. That is every Monday and Thursday. That is different from the 30-day fasting we do in the month of Ramadan. So if the president come in and say, look, let's use this day to just pray. This is not a proclamation. This is not something that the president is saying, and I know Akara is going on running away. The president is run for doing this. This has to go through the Senate. They have to go through all that crap. You know what I mean? That is a nonsense, all right? if the president was saying, oh, if the president was just coming and say, okay, moving forward now, every Wednesday will be fast and prayer day, you know what I'm saying? Then we'll have an issue. All right.
Yeah.
But to say let's use tomorrow as a day set aside to, to pray, fast, and do whatever you can do to pray for the country. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't. I mean, but again, everybody want to turn everything to politics. People want to, even praying to God and become politicized.
Yes.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
God stage.
And these,
you're not going to hear me either.
I mean, it's just pathetic. Like, but again, like I said, Liberia is like a big elephant meat in the eyes of certain people, right? Some of them, they don't want the country to progress because a progressive or successful Liberia affects other people's bottom line.
Yeah.
Now, Liberia only belong to them when Liberia is chaotic. They're where they can get their own money. They cannot get rich under normality. They cannot get rich under normal circumstances. Like the way my uncle Yege cannot survive under normal circumstances, he will survive in chaos. You have people like that. Even some poor, they want to get that money through abnormal situation. For real, I'm dead serious. But when the level of playing field become equal, when people are competing based on ideas, nobody cheating nobody, some people find it really, really hard to survive. Some people find it very, very hard to survive. And that was the case of the CDC and the CDC administration. Normality was not something that they subscribed to. They wanted the area to be chaotic. Through that, other people getting that lit, on the side. And to have people like George and Vasco then telling us the country was sweet on a job.
Thank you.
Back to you, Amy.
Morris.
Yeah.
Same question to you.
Right.
What's so wrong about what the president said? The president going across the country doing their unifying thing and unity and stuff, and just pick this day like people should, like Teresa, we all fast, we all pray, certain days of the week and certain time, every religion, but just for that, to make that unity together, right, as a country, let's do it on this day. What is so wrong about that?
You see, for me, it is laughable when I see seditions and we are supporters making fun out of this whole, the president calling for a prayer. It's so laughable. And I think I posted something on my page today, on my Facebook page. It is laughable. Sedition, are they telling us that they get problem with prayer? When we became president, the man be church. He became pastor overnight. I mean, it's
that's a good one. Yeah.
These are things. That's what I say. We need to be. We all need to talk because it's just so funny. We have became president. The next day we have became president overnight. It became pastor overnight. He built a church every Sunday. When he became president the first 2-3 months, all the ministers were going to that church every Sunday.
You mean Fokker Cologne, right?
I know Fokker. I know how you call it, Fokker. What kind of club?
Don't ask me about you share the name.
Fokker Cologne.
Fokker Cologne.
That name, so now when you're calling it, you will say something different.
What name is that for a church?
I think that his grandma, you will say something different. So I can be very careful to call it because, when you open that church, the first 2-3 months, everybody, all the ministers were going to that church. In fact, at one point in time, our brother, Segu Carrasco, the Holy Spirit catch him in the church. I mean, this is, So are they telling us that they get, so that's what I said. Are they telling us that they get problem with prayer? They get problem with prayer?
I tell you.
Yes, Sedition get problem with prayer? Really?
I was gonna do.
We have a pastor. I think he's still pastor. We have a pastor for 6 years. Every Sunday we'll go to the church and top part of Tabata. You get problem with prayer? Really? Bwaka is a deacon in his church, but I'm not sure President Bwaka would never think about becoming a pastor because that's not his job. He's president. We make him president. We're not making pastor. On the issue of the declaration, look, the president has the power to do that. The president is the president. We all pray. Some all go to church, some all go to the mosques, some all go to different things. We all pray. But as the president, as the head of the country, as the father of the country, he said, look, and people missing the point. What the prayer will call for? The
Peace and
president said, people die. The ECOMO soldiers that came in this country, they left their family out there. They came, they died.
Yeah.
They died in this country. And for the first time, for a president to say, you know what, let's have a memorial prayer for all these people that pass away and for our country. Is that a bad thing? For people to really, and people talking about Ghana just called for a fast and prayer day. Just recently, I think not even less than a month. Ghana. South Africa just had a fast and prayer day. That was declared by the president. I think Kenya and one other country that I know of. It just slipped my mind. I'm sorry, my light went off.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Don't run
What
your
if,
car,
what,
put down.
what a president, next time I'm trying to be in a very clear, in a very good way, I promise. When the president has the power to do that, and somebody say, I cannot grace that, I say, this sedition, they quit to forget. That's the problem. When the president, we are declared November, some kind of day in November has a censure day, national censor day. When the president declared that day, it was not a holiday, but the president declared people should stay home because while they were coming to count them, to check them. November 2022, the national census day. I just forgot the day. And even President Sirleaf have declared a day for a particular purpose. You think they don't know? They know, but because they feel that our society is gullible, so they will come and spray out nonsense out of the feet. Everybody, they don't know that people's eyes are opening. People are reading. There are a lot of people talking now. When you talk, someone on the other side too will talk. So I don't see what the whole thing they're making issue out of. Like, see, Joya got problem with prayer.
The pastor got problem with prayer today.
The pastor got problem with prayer. Really?
Really been following Joe.
Thank you, Morris.
I give it back to you, man.
So yeah,
Look, Amy, for me, sometimes those guys, I don't really know how to categorize it anymore. But when I talk about it, my good friend and brother Wilson Johnson will come and say, just leave CDC out of it. But those people,
it was hard, wasn't it?
They look like, they look like aliens from another planet. I don't know whether they live in different universe.
You mean
or what?
the acts or the look?
The way they think.
Yeah.
There's somebody from another planet. You cannot live in a country that we all said was founded on Christian principles. This is elementary history. That's what they said. The Declaration of our Constitution and our freedom was signed in a church. And look, why must we say that the president needs to go through the legislature to declare a day of observance to pray because of the bitter past we've had? There were innocent blood spilled. There were people who were not part of our war but came and they were caught in the crossfire. There were other family who came to visit their friends and loved ones, and the war broke out. They couldn't go back, and they left on it. What? Look, I have problem with how people go into the house of elders. People go into the house of representative, and they still do not understand the rudimentary.
I was just about to ask you that. Do you think Akara Spirit really understand what being?
I don't know how some people go in there. Should we set a criteria now for people that will be going in there to be knowledgeable at least on basic service, basic things that concerning the responsibility of a lawmaker? They should be taught that in a service, extra preparatory class. You should get some kind of how people get certified under the Foreign Service Institute to go serve as diplomats and other things in embassies and other parts of the world. We should have institutions that will train people who wants to be quote unquote lawmakers, so you can have some understanding of what lawmaking is.
Formula, do you think these guys are exposing themselves, their limitations to the Liberian people now?
I have said it
Then they think they're helping themselves to come back in 2029.
There's no coming back anywhere, Amy.
I know
that's
that,
the thing.
but
I don't even want us to even be repeating it, because sometimes when you repeat it, it give them, it make them to feel like, there's still a possibility because people still talking about it. We're not even going to be talking about it. What this government is doing and what the government will complete before even the 4 years, we will hit the 4-year mark, will be so gigantic, will be so elaborate that they will not be able to comprehend it. Mm-hmm. And they themselves will announce their own funeral, their own political funeral. They will announce their own political funeral, and they will die a controversial death, and their bodies will need no autopsy report, because there will be no pathologist to tell them what killed them.
How many people?
Oh yeah, no people. They will politically perish before the 4-year mark reach. I'm telling you, because of the massive investment, the massive infrastructural development, and the way you think when over 100 elementary schools, state-of-the-art elementary schools are built, you think when the people roads are done, you think with the stability of the electricity and expansion of the electricity that is going on right now, you think with the stability in major energy sector like gasoline, you think with the stability in civil servant getting a pay and some increment being made over the years up to the 4 years, and him getting a living wage, you think with the county being decentralized in terms of their developmental funds, they all make in charge of their development, and social corporate responsibility is being upheld by those local authorities and making sure that people are getting a just benefit. The communities where resources are extracted, they are getting a just benefit. The hospitals are equipped. Like now we are going to have one of the biggest in the entire region chemo radiation center, where we'll be having people now not running to Ghana, Nigeria, other country to be checked or treated for cancer. You know how many people dying in Liberia undiagnosed? With the recent laboratory expansion or refurbishment or new expansion of laboratory at JFK, going to be one of the biggest and the most sophisticated biological laboratory. You think with all of these going to be in the corridor with the Liberian people still look at a boy who organized day for guests to go twerk on party headquarters? You think that you ever see President Baka organizing day for people to go twerk? They say day or twerking. Is that what you're supposed to do to Amy? You're not in Liberia.
More said a pastor.
Hey, my man, I am telling you, Liberians are on camera today. It is on the internet. Girls, our young girls were caught, were assembled at party headquarters in the name of having some kind of a gallery, and they expose them to twerking. Is that what we're going to say? Oh, we're going to teach to our, where's the morality? Where all the men are morally young, bankrupt. You have assistant minister beating our women, beating our sister on the street because they buy liquor for them. The person say, I'm going to sleep with you to your hall. He beat them on the street. And he went with the culture of impunity. That type of government you want, somebody go sit down, hold they taking picture in office, signing on the SIA paper, we don't even know what's in the signing. And today they are all social media content creator, podcast holder, and you think that people that will come and go into see you. Look, this is a serious government, and I'll tell you for free.
Big people government.
With the work, with the level of work that is being done here, before we reach to even 2027, some people already start finding the alarm. You already listen to Milton TJ. Did you listen to Senator TJ? He said for an elderly man to say I've been circumcised, I was circumcised by CDC. politically.
He's a
You know what I
former
want me?
senator, right?
He was a former senator for Sano County.
He's the former senator right now. Mhm.
You know what I mean? He said he was second side by CDC. And for the local team,
Hey, shut up.
before he said before 2029, there will even be no CDC. He said it. Go listen to it.
Man.
Because those guys are there, you know, a few group of occultic guys who go sit down somewhere, found some kind of organization to come and embezzle and steal from our people. This could be poverty and diseases to our people. Look, there were some good people who came with good intention.
Like the LTM.
Yeah.
I send you
Some
that.
people came with good intention.
Yeah.
But when you see when good intention enters and then they buy elements, those boys of the night,
I want to get rid of you.
those boys who always associating with evil, when they come in with that sinister agenda, then now they sweep the interest of the people under the carpet. See, why would you want to compromise investor confidence over somebody wanting to get 15% cut?
Exactly.
Then you crying every day, we don't have investor coming here. What was the real reason why the session said the current senator McGill or Magibi County? Because investors were complaining that McGill and his elements and his cronies were extorting money from them on the name that they will talk to the Senate, they will talk to the accountant to give them opportunity to get corridor to do that investment in Liberia. They were robbed. Companies were robbed. Investors escaped. And they were running away in their numbers because of the corrupt nature from hierarchy and members of that corrupt government. So you think that we're sitting now again to allow the group of thieves to come here and say they'll do what? No. That's the reason why we said, I wrote this thing down. President Bouaka said, if you don't learn it, we'll make you to know it.
Absolutely. I like that.
We'll make you to know it. Because this time around, we are not leaving NS2 on 10. We are taking action. And he has already, you see, when the orator said, that stop the suspension thing here.
Fire.
The OMFNI writing it down. We're moving to a new dimension now.
But the suspension was not better either, because if you messed up, you're not coming back.
Oh yeah. But at least there was a step. So now, since the people saying again, look, the men of men are listening. The men of men are listening. For 40 long years, the people disobey God. Every time Moses was telling them, this is what God wants. When Moses take one step, they do their own thing. When Moses take it back, they do it. 40 years, God kept them that way. They get running. They get going. They get understand I said. Until when the time was right, and God told Moses, for your anger and all the things, you will not see the promised land, but I will help you instruct Aaron so Aaron can lead my people to the promised land. Look, that entire scenario you see over there. Joshua. Aaron was the one who helped Moses to go talk to Pharaoh because Moses was having speech impediment. So, and when you see the entire situation that happened with the Israelites in that wilderness, you can get equipped that with Liberian people problem. I just read that because that's why they say the Bible is for correction. When you look at that particular story, the people of Liberia, there were some good ones. There are good ones among it, but there are still bad ones over there. There are people, imagine Umbuti. I don't know where that other name coming from. Ubuti or Umbuti. Going to Josh Weah, telling Josh Weah and McGill, I didn't think he go directly to Josh Weah. He went to McGill and said, look, we can give you 15% if you give us 10 years, and 8 years, because they say they guys were smart. Look at it.
Yeah, it was 10 years.
So, if it is 10 years, it will have to go through the legislature. So he went and make the men to give them 9 years so that they'll be getting that 50% to keep supporting that party. That's what they said. But the 50% are giving them, they were pocketing it. They're not even able to pay their own party and due or rent. Imagine Umbuti still hanging around to making it to look that this deal that they went against the concession law of our country, which is a completely unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
They went against that concession agreement, and then they went and did their own quasi agreement. They started funneling money to that particular era. Umbuti sitting on our side, who is a treasurer for the party,
We almost going.
taking our money and then helping renegade or CDC to be misbehaving around the era. Today they're passing around, putting small boys together, telling them, say, oh, they come and take job from you. Going on the other side, telling Joao and say, oh, why would Joao go protest for harassment of police? And they're talking about we don't want LTA. We don't want, which will concern you in that?
It should be your own. Yeah.
So you see that this is all politically motivated. They got few boys and they go get small money to go run over there, to go pull around and undermine the progress that, because the president are already rating the justice minister to review and advise. Not only the justice minister, he asked other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why you see, if you get people around you and you have a president who listen, who do consultation, that kind of a president is a good president. Not somebody who gets sporadically or out of the blue moon just take decision. The high president, we are just go on UL campus and say, oh, yeah, all public university free of charge. Why are we saying that to consider, to think and say, oh, let me do consultation first? When God sent the prophet Isaiah to Hezekiah to tell him that he would die, he gave him a day. He said, you will die. You should put a house in order. When the prophet left, what did Hezekiah do? He turned to the wall in consultation to God. Consultation. He started reminding God of all the good things. And I had God send Isaiah back to him. Say, go tell him, I'll give his extension.
Ain't him yeah.
That's
the whole thing I said.
Yeah, give his extension to him. Consultation. You don't get we're going to get a decision. So the President Bouaka, is always in consultation. He's not just taking decision. He saw that issue on the decentralization of the port. President Bouaka did a consultation and did due diligence. For the first time in the history for the president, the use of veto power. The president said, you know what, the thing is still ambiguous, it's not clear. I gave back to you, you go over it, you go, you're correcting, you do the correction. And once you're correct, everything meet, the standard, we can pass it into law. That's how the president should behave. That is a presidential material. Thank you.
I mean, I think I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave now.
Yeah, you can give it. Anthony, we all about to leave. Anthony Jackson, man.
Yeah, I'm about to leave now. So
I don't have to make a statement. I get smiling because my brother formula. He backing foreigner to take over our country. A job license thing.
That's the narrative.
And
Anthony
Yeah,
always come for that. You want Anthony to go?
No, you can do your closing
go
before
ahead,
for you,
brother.
like you the one get small. Do it, go ahead, because Anthony Umpa is story in the change.
But my family get so much energy, my man. But anyway, I mean,
you gotta get energy for these boys, though. You gotta get energy.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good show. Like I said, I hope the next time I will be in a clear view. And I mean, it's a good thing that, like I said, we all got to talk. We just got to talk, because Liberia, trust me, Liberia is our country. The politicians, they're not worth dying for. Trust me, I can say that. Let me tell you one thing. In a few seconds, right? There's a brother that we used to be. He and I were very close. The guy was running serious campaign. The man was a unity partisan. He was running serious campaign for Jeremiah Solonte in Banga County, to be the senator. Jeremiah Solonte, I think he was not a sedition. They men were on the Atayi play, running campaign for Jeremiah Solonte, while Solonte was on CDC, one of the Sacramento tree, joining CDC. He didn't even know about it. Yeah, this is how the politicians behave.
That'll be funny.
They're not worth dying for. Yeah, sometimes it's good to see somebody as a role model, somebody, but don't go to the extreme where you have to even see. Not to see good thing for your country. Not to see good thing for your country. That's the problem. That's what I always say. Don't go to the point of not seeing good thing for your country. or to even pray for your country downfall. Don't go to that extent. You know, and people say why we always compare George Weah. Look, we have to make comparison. The only way you can know your strength,
Your
you got to
future
compare to where you came from.
and your past,
It-
yeah.
Exactly. If you don't compare where you came from, you will not know your strength. You know, you will never know your strength. President Weah was just a bad leader. He was just a terrible leader. President Weah had no plan for the country. That's why he came. He got no plan because the president did not even know himself, see himself as a president. Look, every one of us here, we are leaders in our home. There are things that you can do as a father or mother in the home. The child can do it. There are things that the child can do. You, the father, can do it. That
Mhm.
child can jump on and stay on the table and yell. When the father do it, when mommy do it, say, like, mommy go, mommy, something happening to mommy.
Going
Like, mommy
crazy.
getting crazy. Because you're not supposed to do it.
Mhm.
President Weah, as a president, you see the man standing on the street, dancing on the stage, dancing with people. Yeah, you president. You above that stage. Yes, once in a while you can make that fun. But President Weah was just reckless. He was just completely reckless. You cannot be a president in that kind of form and manner. But I mean, it was a good show. We'll continue to be here whenever we deem it necessary to come here to talk. My ANC brother, Anthony.
Yeah,
So sometimes when you guys make statement like that, when I try to correct it, I'm branded as CDC or sedition.
What's
So
the
say
name?
President Weah
Anthony,
did
you're not
nothing.
even permitted to talk. You see how I can get problem with you?
You
The-
made
the-
a statement. The
No,
brother made a
he just
statement.
ended. He just ended. The moderator did not even usher you in. You just unmuted yourself and just jump straight inside.
So you the moderator.
It's
now.
okay. He can go ahead.
So the brother made a statement, and those kind of statement when you make it at time, and then people try to correct it, that we are branded as seditions.
What did I say?
So, in as much I will agree that George Weah administration failed Liberia,
Mhm.
I won't say George Weah administration did nothing.
Did I say he did nothing?
That's not what he said, though.
That's what he said.
Me?
He said Weah did nothing. Yeah,
Is that what I said?
that's what you said just now.
Oh, that's what you heard. I never said that, brother.
Yeah,
If I
he
said
finished.
if I said that, I will repeat it.
Let him finish. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I never said that, brother.
The MCC that this administration will probably receive, because it's still in the evaluating process. There's 7 phases to that. Liberia gone through phase 1, phase 2 will be next week, and they got 5 more phases to go through before the grant is given. It is the work of the previous administration that got Liberia to be on our list. And the finance minister spoke to that yesterday. Minister Gaffron spoke to that yesterday. It was under George Weah administration that the construction of these schools started. And in as much, I will also agree that the Weah administration failed the Liberian people when they even claimed.
Let me open different debate here.
Yeah, I know. We,
Oh, God.
you guys,
Let's speak the 2 major issues today. Number 1 is the gasoline thing, LPRC.
No,
we already did that. You just come in.
Yeah, no, let me make my comment. Let me make my comment on that.
Yeah, go ahead and just close with it.
So
Go ahead.
LPRC is a regulatory arm of the government if it comes to petroleum products.
I mean, can I get 30 seconds when you finish? Is
If
that
they
okay?
will bring in petroleum
Yeah,
to the
okay.
country,
Okay, all right.
who will regulate them? That's point number 1. Point number 2, instead of them bringing the petroleum, Liberia once had refinery. So this administration denied Liberian from bringing rice to this country because the condition they laid was so steep that many Liberian could not qualify for that condition. Minimum of 500,000 United States dollars in your bank account, or a credit line equivalent to $500,000 from the commercial bank in Liberia to obtain an IPD, the license that permits you to bring rice to Liberia. And so Liberian was short-sighted through that process, even though the mantra or the motto of this president is think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. But Liberian are at a disadvantage. Liberian business owner are at a disadvantage with this administration. The LTMI, which is the driver licenses and the vehicle registration and plates, the company again that is coming or potentially already awarded the contract is a foreign company. We'll be printing our driver license. Our personal information will be in the hands of foreigner, just as our passport is today with a Ghanaian company. So I don't know. They think Liberia, build Liberia, love Liberia. What does it really stand for? Are Liberians going to be spectators in our own economy? In this thinking Liberia, building Liberia, and loving Liberia? When are we going to put Liberians first in this capacity? Because, like the orator said, in order for us to do national reconciliation, economic equality has to be addressed. The disparity in a nation where you see poverty on the face of the people, how can you reconcile a nation like that? Or we are not doing things to empower our people and give them job opportunity for purchasing power to increase. This middle class that does not exist in Liberia, how can we build this middle class? And so if you guys can speak to that, or we can talk tomorrow. We don't have to continue the show. You're already been here. I was just busy at work.
Yeah, you're closing to you again. Yes.
Can I get 30 seconds? You see,
just 30 seconds. So
right. You see, no government will come to power to say the president did not do anything. It was president. We are in the CDC that came with there since 1847. Since 1847, they are the best president. Even though they had a foreign ministry, they had an executive mansion, they had a capital building, they had a roads, but still president. We are saying he's the best president since 1847. We're not going there. The MCC thing you're talking about, it was not initiated by President Weah. The MCC was initiated by Madam Salif. The Unity Party passed all the time. When President Weah came, it stopped. They failed all the time. They could not make it. Last minute time, they passed. But even at that, they could not still get the money. But I mean, we're already wrapping up. It's time for us. Probably next time we'll come.
Don't say that again. The MCC, Ellen passed once.
Are you serious?
Ellen qualified for MCC once.
Anthony, are you
administration did not even receive the money that the Weah administration received, the $257 million.
Anthony, are you really serious for saying that? Anthony,
Ellen got qualified for MCC once. Only one time. But that money did not come to Ellen. That the Weah administration used the money. $257 million. Check the record.
When the MCC project started.
I didn't say that they don't want starter A. I didn't say that.
So let me
control
this. It's not
when the MCC project started.
1 second.
I think you arguing something. I didn't say that we are starter A.
No, I'm asking you.
Guys,
you said Madam Salif passed only one time.
Liberia is qualified right now.
Am I muted? Can you hear me?
It was because the CDC passed in the MCC scorecard twice.
Can you hear me?
That's not true.
This administration into
CDC did not pass twice. Why you come?
They are not following the record. CDC passed 2 times. What are you coming from?
Can you hear me?
You hear CDC? I can hear you, Amy. Sorry.
That's not true. CDC only passed one time. When Samuel 12 in the church dancing.
Yeah, please.
Samuel 12 in the church dancing. That was the only time
CDC passed twice. Please don't do that to yourself. You uninformed on MCC.
Are you serious?
I challenge you.
No, let me
on national media. I'm challenging you.
What are you challenging me on? On what now?
Okay, so listen. We're not doing something back and forth. Something else. So let me control the show. So it is that Eddie passed the MCC ones and the money that we are let government use it. So which one of the money that was used to renovate on the LEC or something, and who did that renovation? I thought I heard people say Eddie used all of that into the whole building, wind farm, and doing all of the electricity. She used all of that money into the my coffee or something. The hydro money, all of that. So you said only one time she passed it, and then we are government used that money. So was it a we are government that renovated the mom coffee?
The MCC, when you pass MCC, it's an 18 months vetting process. 18 months. After that 18 months vetting process, before the money can get rolled out to the country that qualify. Even Sierra Leone, when Sierra Leone qualified for that, it took them a long time before the physical cash came to them. You understand? So right
Anthony,
now,
we
what
know
we
all
are
of
right
that.
now,
Uh,
the
uh,
reason
You
why we are in the
said that
position we are,
Mom
because
Eddie
CDC
passed
passed two
only
times.
one time.
are you?
So, and then the one time you said that person, we are used to money, which we all know that's not true.
I
Mom
know.
Eddie used the money for the Marcoffee, whatever. Maybe the second time is what you talking about. We listen, but for you to say only
You
one
know,
time the Eddie government
The
passed
Ellen got
you know,
qualified for
that's
MCC
true.
only
you know.
one time.
I mean, people very good at telling people they uninformed. We all can use word, right? It was only one time. The one time as president, we have passed the
Okay, so
Tony
I
that
think
when
after here too.
that
Let's
when
go there.
Samuel was in the church singing, dancing,
We
cool
did
songs.
not
Okay,
receive
so here it
350
is,
million, but
guys. Y'all mute now.
257 million, not
Let me control the show.
350
The show
million. I
kind
don't
of
know what the
noisy
person
right now.
The man not even
200. I challenge the number again.
the man,
257 million, not
my man,
350.
my man. You can challenge all you can. CDC only pass
But the
one
number the
time.
person put out there is inaccurate.
CDC only pass one time. For you
Go
to
on
cancel on the
MCC
show,
website, you'll
All
see
right,
the
thank
number
you,
there.
Anthony.
That's
We
a
passed
public
this
record.
that topic. We closing now.
for
Come
you
on in.
to come on the show and say CDC pass 2 times, CDC Pusa will not forgive you for that.
My brother, CDC passed twice.
Did I
Stop
go? No,
arguing.
Anthony, don't do
Go
that.
ask Gafuan. Go
We
ask the
passed
former
that topic. We
minister.
gotta
He
go.
also alluded to that.
Even CDC
You
will not
don't.
forgive you for that.
Gafon never said Eddie never something. But go ahead, family. Let's close and go home. We already passed that topic long time. But I don't think
I gotta leave. It was a good show, man. I will try. And
okay.
for that reason, we'll make our appearance regular on the show. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, bro. See you another time, man.
Thank you.
You're
Look,
welcome.
I don't want to go there because we already completed what we wanted to say on that. So I don't want to go back. So it was a great show. And thank you again for hosting us, Amy. And we'll try again tomorrow. You know, it's always a pleasure sharing the platform with you. And thank you for coming, my good friend and brother Anthony.
Yeah, you should have came already so you can
The
elaborate.
ANC,
Yeah, sorry, I was a little
the
tired of
ANC
work today.
nationalists.
My job is unpredictable. I'm coming, nothing going on. Next thing you know, pager going off. We gotta get something done.
So for our audience, I want to say thank you for hanging in there with us in during this late hours of the night. You still up there committing your time to us to listen to us sharing our thoughts on situations surrounding our country. And I also want to encourage people to always share the show. There are 3 things I always say you do for us. Every time you come on the show, every time you see us,
I don't know. Somebody want to call in?
even
Should
after,
they call a few minutes to call in? We haven't done that in a while, but
yeah, even if we are not live, and you
give
come
me a
across the
close to
video,
that.
just leave your comment.
Yeah. Squeeze that one caller or a couple of callers in. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let people get out. You know what they got.
Leave
But
a
for the guy
comment.
that says
Numbers on the
CDC passed
screen,
2 times,
guys.
you're misleading the audience.
675
CDC passed twice.
9.
Yeah, leave a comment and share and follow us. There are 3 things.
I mean,
you're
I'm not
supposed to do.
swallow all in the show. Why you yelling at that? Why you eat?
Everybody.
Man, I'm tired, bro. I had a
All the
long
cooking
day.
can be cooking. You eat today.
But man, everybody who
I
young,
mean, I
they
see your
hungry
cooking show today. They feed it the whole week. We haven't been seeing your cooking
because
show.
I've not been cooking. I've been out of town. You know, I traveled to Minnesota, man. I was in Minneapolis.
But you are at July 26th celebration?
Absolutely. I can upload the videos that the video are working on now.
My man, the group that did that. My man, you see what Gen Z, my man, that's why I be telling it. I all like brain people. They always overlook the younger generation. Look at what the young people did, my man. They put up. This is the biggest July 26th celebration I've seen since I've been in the USA. I know I've been to the one in Trenton a couple of times, but and I compared to Minnesota.
But in the end, they spoil it. 2 boys then when they started fighting and shooting King Inform, people can disperse the crowd. They send everybody home. I got a video, I stay editing, I want to put it up. This is how disorganized we are. Every time we're having our own program, it will be successful, it will be going good from the beginning. Then it reaches a certain part, some elements will come from nowhere. They just jump inside and scatter it.
But hey man. Anyway,
Yeah, I
share the
don't know.
video,
It was
then we'll
just
get our thought on
unfortunate.
it. But
It was
sometimes
just unfortunate that it happened that way. But guess what happened? That Minnesota is a lively place. On Sunday, the next day, Sunday, look, it was crazy morning. Look, yeah, the celebration went for a whole week. I'm lying to you.
because they did on the Liberian
people,
weekend off.
look, I'm telling you, when I went there on Sunday, the people that I saw, the people that I saw, and more besides, the after party, it was crazy. People, imagine they are shutting down the entertainment area at 2 o'clock in the morning. But people at 1:55, people are still fighting to enter. People are still in long queue to enter. So you should know, the Liberian people, I mean, everywhere.
I mean, at 2 o'clock cutting thing. I can't. I don't know, man.
So thank you guys for joining us. Since none of you want to call, we're gonna call it a
I thought you said
night.
somebody was trying to call. That one was sticking around.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
But it was great in Minnesota, man.
It was a great show.
A lot of people.
And as we said earlier, let's focus on our country. You know, it's on the right track right now. The country things are looking up
on the right track.
Other people may have their own lenses that they're looking through and saying that with it LTM deals, don't listen. And as you go into it, you research, you will see that people got their own motive. That they're acting like they're something for the Liberian people, foreigners, and when they are the one talking about rule of law. But then when governments try to con investors and sign a deal and then now want to screw them out of it because they went and got a cut from certain part of, somewhere else, and then they try to screw the other person out, screw them up for the deal and agreement they had with them, and this person is trying to hold on to that concession deal that was something, and everybody jumping out of the blue now talking, well, it's bad, but yet you win and did something with that. All of them now in our administration, the past administration, they're acting like they don't know about this deal yet now. They're acting like it was President Boakai whole initiation and everything and doing everything on them, but neither they will know. We've seen all of the secret now that these are some of the reasons that Natalia Mageda and Tina got sanctioned and stuff like that, robbing investors, looking for cuts, looking for percentage in their investing and in the country and not thinking about the Liberian people. And when they're getting that cut from it, another government can want to pour say in a Gary, then they're acting like they're for the Liberian people now. All of these things, there's love that they got for the Liberian people that they never show. Now they want to show it when someone's trying to do something that they feel is right.
For me,
anyway,
with Natalia Mageda getting president,
we'll continue
it's political, right? What I'm looking at is foreigners getting access to this particular.
Anthony, why are you interrupting my closing?
Sorry, let me mute myself.
We'll continue to be here and let you guys know all of their little sinister plans and stuff and pretense to love Liberia when we all know they don't. Because if they did, we would have seen the action. Loved you telling somebody say I love you, and not showing the action doesn't mean a daggone thing. You had 6 years to show me love. You had 6 years to show the Liberian people love. You didn't do any of that. You're showing your own pockets, your own bank accounts, your own houses, your own everything love. When you're out of there now, then you want to dictate to the next person how to is that a woman leave you, then you want to dictate to her next boyfriend or husband how to love her. Who the hell are you? What right do you think you have to do that? But anyways, that's why we're here every time. We call on everybody, like we said. ANC, what a new see? The other Christian may not go around the country. Why you want to party name? That one I want to go divide the Lofien. 4 years is not Lofa. It's only, I don't want to give that one like here, but we all know who I'm talking about. And ANC, like we got my brother Anthony, but he said he always at work. Come on here and let's discuss Liberia. Let's talk about Liberia. Liberia is all of our business, all of our problems. We need to talk about it. We Like the orator said, and people are nitpicking. They only talking about, oh, the opposition is now an enemy of the state. Well put. He was right. But he also said some things about the opposition that just want to see nothing but bad because you're opposition, because you just want it to be everything. When it comes to the country, when you see a low light or see something, everything must be bad. You must look for bad in it and put it in it. Nobody's saying that one. They want to talk about the and the orator had, like I said, had pieces for everybody. Religious community, opposition, the government, the churches, religious. He had everybody on a low food that he cook and dish out and give to everybody. But wanted to nitpick and read my part, like African men can do. Most African men, the woman's ought to be submissive. What did the Bible say about the man on the part? They're not too educated for that part there. They're only educated to read the woman on the part, submissive part. But the part where the Bible said the man should love his wife, the man should choose his wife, like, like the queen and his helper and all of that, and be respectful to her and consider her and live with her with understanding. No, none of that. They can't read all of that. But the Bible, the Bible says woman must be submissive, woman must be submissive. Want to nitpick what I want to read because it fit that narrative, it fit that propaganda. But if it doesn't fit it, they don't want to read it. But I love that he was very balanced and everything that we already talked about his speech here. And I hope the way the government is trying to take, we're telling President Barker to take his part, everybody will take that on their part too and consume it. Don't just be wanting somebody else to take that part. You're telling them to consume that part. And the one he said about you, you don't want to take it and consume it. You think you don't know because I don't like what he said about me, so I'm not going to take it. We'll shove it in your throat. If you shove somebody on in that throat, we'll make sure you hear it and something like that. So with that, we say thank you for coming. Anthony, come on time. We talk about all these things that you want to talk about right now. We already to deal with the petroleum, something, everything was on this list.
It's okay. I'll wait tomorrow.
It was something we go. The people are tired with us right now. We gotta go. I think I'm supposed to be now.
It's okay. I'll wait tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being here. Bida, come up here. Alfred and everybody else. Who else is here? Wilson, Lynn Lacroix, Ma Willette, Moses Cully, who else? Everyone. Thank you so much, Tanu. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we appreciate it. And those of you who we don't see, who are not commenting, we still appreciate you. Share the show, and let's come on tomorrow. And like we said, keep engaging. We don't want to make it boring. Keep engaging with us as we're on here and talking. Thank you so much. And Pamela, for that, we said that we'll call it night and we see you tomorrow, guys willing. Good night. Oh, tomorrow prayer, then make sure you pray too. Fast and praying.